Alright, we just came back from the grocery store and I have to go to work in a little bit, but I am playing Sonic the Hedgehog After the Sequel, which is a dope Sonic fan game, not a ROM hack, but built on a fan-made engine in the style of older Sonic the Hedgehog games. Just a lot going on visually, really good soundtracks. They're pretty easy. They're a lot easier than the original Genesis games, but they're just a visual joy to behold. Like big elevation changes and really sudden like level theme changes and weather changes. And again, really good soundtrack. There's some great guitar work on here and some really cool synth work. And obviously just a lot... Ooh! Jules is playing Oregon Trail over there. That was...
would you turn the volume down?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of like engaged, but I'll see what I can do. Is that good? Huh. I only played one Oregon Trail game when I was a kid, and it was a newer one that had like live action actors, sort of.
I'm still on here.
Oh, you're still on the leaderboard? Nice. Where are you at? Are you at the top?
4.
Oh, you're gonna have to fix that. Jules likes to get on archive.com and get to the top of the Oregon Trail leaderboards. What's the name of the person at the top?
Stephen Meek. I think they're all... might be made up names. Some of them are made up. It comes off like preloaded with old-time names.
Oh, okay. So...
Sometimes they never get named.
Alright, so... Do you think you
I
can...
think there's only one human above
What's their name?
David Sublet.
That sounds fake. Henry Sublet. Subletting is something people do with their apartments, apparently. I'm told.
Number 4 is J&J Aaron.
Oh, that's... Okay. Alright. I'm tracking with that. Okay. This stuff...
Get into some serious box flipping.
Yeah, that's how she plays Oregon Trail. She sells ox bones. Is that right?
No, I am really familiar with how the game values different trade items over time, and when you can like employ differential values to just basically trade with NPCs and get massively great deals. If you know exactly how to do it. And I do it in the form of the highest value thing you can trade, which is oxen. The highest value thing you can trade in quantity.
I see. Okay. Well, that's, this is me learning. Boy, there's just some stellar music in this game. It's honestly, like I said, it's a lot easier than the Genesis Sonic games, but I think that, like, the sheer joy of the way motion works in these games is enough fun by itself that you can remove the challenge element from it and just have, like, big, steep drops and, like, hills, and it's just fun to run around and not, like, worry as much about, like, being foiled by a trap or a dude or a mixture of a trap and a dude. Oh yeah, this is the shield that protects you from spikes. Anytime somebody makes their own Sonic game, they gotta come up with their own shield. I respect it. I feel like I've kind of missed the window on making my own Sonic game because pretty much all the good shield ideas have been taken. There's the Sonic 3 and Knuckles had a buffet of shields. There was the Spark Shield, that was everybody's favorite, and the Flame Shield, which was everybody's favorite, and the Bubble Shield, which was some people's favorite. Plus just the regular-ass shield, too. I would have to say probably my favorite is... maybe the Bubble Shield, or no, the Spark Shield. I really like having, especially like when I'm hanging out in like Marble Garden Zone. But look at the colors here, and again, just the elevation changes and the way that affects the background too. We saw a lot of that in Sonic 3, not so much 1 or 2 at all, where getting low down enough or high up enough in the level would reveal another section of the background. But this game really builds on that, and it's also just like really artistically, this game is really consistent, I feel like, as far as like the choices, and every once in a while you'll run into something that feels a little bit out of place in terms of like its simplicity, especially some of the boss creatures or some of the designs of these like gimmickry here, like this thing doesn't look, I think, as great as the rest of the level does, whereas the pixel art on a lot of this really feels very legit Sonic the Hedgehog-y. And again, they have like a lot more to play with here. From a graphics standpoint, they can do more, but for the most part, they keep it pretty reined in. They'll do some interesting lighting stuff every once in a while, but they try and keep it from being uneven, which I think is really important. It looks very professional. You know, I can tell how the air here probably tastes and like what the temperature is, and that's a credit to them. But it's also a credit to my mind, which is one of the most powerful minds I've ever encountered. I'm operating at like, ooh, Act 3. I haven't played this game in years. I'm operating at like, there's like, so there's regular Mensa, and then there's like, well, I don't, they call it Badass Mensa, Rain. And see, this is an interesting thing here with these flashing in and out with lightning strikes. That's a cool little visual gimmick. That's the other thing. If you're making your own Sonic levels, you got to come up with gimmickry. And that's probably hard. I think this is dope. I think it's delightful. It's interesting and occasionally obstructive without being irritating. And again, look at the backgrounds and the cool rain. I think it's... Oh, what was I saying? Oh, Badass Mensa. Yeah, that's like Mensa for people who got like a knife in their boot. And, Jules, what's considered to be a pretty high IQ? What's considered to be like genius level IQ?
Genius level, I think, is... I know, like, very intelligent is like 130s and above.
Oh, I'm way higher than that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm like... gosh, I want to say like 7. Something higher than the, like, you know, you get it. This shield's kind of interesting because it's a bubble, but it functions like with the double jump of the Spark Shield from Sonic 3. You know, you can just play with, and this is a different part of the world. Their shields probably work different. Just like how different countries have different types of mustard, you know. Hell, I don't know. I've never even been to it. That's not true. I actually went to Mexico once. I did not sample any of their mustard while I was there. I did drink several of their beers, although I do that. In fact, we just put Tecate in the fridge. You ever had that kind of beer, Jules, that I bought at the store?
Yeah, I've had it once or twice. I think I've actually had it in Mexico.
Oh, nice. I never had it in Mexico. I think I drank a bunch of Modelo while I was in Mexico,
yeah.
Which I also drink here regularly. It's a solid, just like trustworthy beer in my mind. It doesn't have like a cartoon like guy like in a. It doesn't have like the Andy Capp's Hot Fries guy on it or anything, and it's not called like Suffering Bastard and like made in Milwaukee by like a couple of dudes who borrowed money from their dad. Modelo's just like, this is a beer I can trust. You know, this is a beer you can leave your kids with. It should say that on the can. Now see, this is, I'm not having great luck here. That I think is an interesting choice on their part. But yeah, this is just delightful. And I'm like completely zoned out. I'm not like near like at the level of mental engagement that I would be in a Sega Sonic game, or you know, God forbid, a Demps Sonic game. Like this is not having me like, my balls are not like crawling up into my torso like I'm playing Sonic Advance 2 right now, which I love Sonic Advance 2, but the level design in that game, after a couple levels in, is Sonic's biggest problem has always been its level design. Its mechanics can be. Sometimes the mechanics can be pretty good, sometimes they can be not so good, but like the whole thing is made or broken by its level design. And there are just, I can't think of certainly a single recent Sonic game that does not have like all of its best aspects and elements like put forth in its first couple of levels and then just get steadily worse. You know, and it's probably hard to make that many good levels using those mechanics and not get to a point where they're just like too difficult or too frustrating or just feel unfair. But hell, Retro did it with Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. That game doesn't have a ton of levels, but it's every one of them is interesting and good. And that's like coming off of like, that's using like, oh, Metal Tails. It's got sort of a Doll Tails look to it. Now this, like, I feel like looks better than the last time I played it. Maybe. A lot going on here. Metal Tails is a cool choice, I must say. Oh, I don't even know what's going on. Oh, it's regular Tails. He's got his plane's like caught in a gravity field, stasis field. That's dope. I love pretty much any piece of media should have like mecha versions of the main characters that are like their rivals. Like, oh, I really put myself in a... Alright, so he's down. Alright, that was pretty easy. But yeah, I mean, like, even, like, Sonic Unleashed, those daytime stages are a blast. They get to a point where, even if you're, like, really good at them, these levels have incredible music. I listen to this soundtrack a lot, at work, or in the car. Or wherever, sometimes at home even. Anyway, Sonic Unleashed, Sonic Generations, same thing. By the time you get to like Planet Wisp and Sonic Generations or Crisis City, I personally was not, I did not enjoy, like, you know, you get good enough at the levels, but it doesn't really feel like fun. It's a lot of like slippy, slidey, stop and start stuff. And the minute they like make you slow down to do some precise platforming in a Sonic the Hedgehog game is the minute it becomes a lot less fun. Because they're not really built to do that. You're built to run at like 800 miles an hour, like F-Zero. You know, if F-Zero made you stop and then like use its car mechanics to do like a bunch of like tricky platform jumps with spiky guys in between after letting you drive 800 miles an hour for a lap and a half, you would throw the controller through the screen. And if Sonic the Hedgehog is like supposed to be a high-speed, linear, memorization-based platformer, then you should not keep creating situations where everything grinds to a halt and you force the player to use the physics engine in a way that like goes against its very construction. That's just me. That's how I feel about it. Oh, took one right in the... Okay, there we go. I love this. This is the only Sonic the Hedgehog level in any game I know of where you're in a giant sugar factory. You just don't see that much. I don't know what those actually look like in real life, but I like to imagine it's like this sort of sand. I also love stuff like this right here, these sort of... I guess these are machines that are like processing sugar cane to make it into sugar. I don't know how that process actually... Do you know anything about making sugar cane from sugar? It's good that you're here, because a lot of times I'll talk about stuff like this, and then I'll say, oh, I don't know, and then I'll move on, but you might actually know.
I believe that sugar cane is harvested, and then it's mashed.
Okay.
And the juice that comes out is... a little
Pepsi?
like more watery and sticky than we're used to.
Okay.
Sugar water being, and I think they dry it out.
All right.
They maybe like cook it down first, just like they do with maple syrup.
All right.
And then they spread it out to dry and become crystalline. Did you know at some point there's a filtration process that involves bone char from cattle? So a lot of vegans don't consider white sugar to be vegan unless it's been processed specifically without that.
I did not know that. It is a difficult world to be a vegan in. Just because you have to really pay attention to... Because there's so much that you wouldn't even think about that harms animals as part of its construction.
Right.
You know?
Even like a lettuce farm is what, taking away cropland from something else. You know,
yeah. You know, like it's weird because like sometimes like you don't think about it, but like you'll throw on like your... You know, you've got like a nice, like, what seems like regular cloth jacket, and then you'll look closer at it, and it'll say it's made out of 100% beaver pelt.
Yeah.
You know. And I get it. Beavers are like, we have a problem with beaver overpopulation, especially in the United States. I know that like we're supposed to be killing. Well, I thought that would work. Egg on my face. I know that we're supposed to be killing beavers, but it just, I don't want to be a part of it. Have you ever seen a beaver in real life?
No, but I've seen Nutria and I've seen Woodchuck.
Okay, so, but we can both agree that neither of us have ever seen a beaver in real life.
I don't believe I have.
Okay, so there's like, you know, we could like at least argue on our end until we encounter someone we know and trust that has seen a beaver. One could argue it's possible that they've never, you know, they're a construct.
Yeah, it could be like a cryptid.
Yes, beavers are one of the more believable really, if you think about the beaver, because they're sort of like a gopher thing, but they've got like a tail that looks like the end of a bullwhip, and then I don't know, I mean they're more believable than, say, the platypus, which is a creature beyond my understanding. But they like eat what, like they sound made up, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Especially the whole building dams thing.
Yeah,
it's
that.
Like, okay.
Oh wow, this is.
But if a fourth grader was making this creature got a little overexcited.
Yeah, it does. Some parts of it ring hollow to me. You'll notice that there are no in canon. Oh, he's gone. He left. In the video games. There are in the Archie comics, but in the video games there are no beavers in the Sonic universe. There's no anthropomorphic beaver character. There's all kinds of... There's ducks. Oh, I love when he just runs across water. I wish I could run across water like that. I wish I could run without having to call an ambulance, actually. While we're wishing for stuff. That...
No, it's 300 miles away from the defense.
Oh, probably not. But also, like, you know, how accurate were these guys making this production? I don't know.
Well, I mean, there's specific rivers you have to cross. I think it's based on the actual trail.
Right. I don't know. It could be that, like, you know, that was the name of a fort, and then, like, the guy who named the fort was like, I'm out of here. I'm going somewhere where they like my anime picks, or, you know, whatever. He was offended about something, and he went and started his own town. Who knows, you know? Ooh, interesting. Ooh, I gotta be super careful. Oh, never mind, no I don't. That's probably the only thing about Sonic that, like, you know, skill level wise, you can cheese a Sonic the Hedgehog game in a lot of ways that you cannot a Mario game. Mario really, like, makes you consider yourself. Sonic, it's always giving you rings so that you can get hit more. I like Sonic better than Mario just because, like, Sonic's so much cooler and better. Not as a game, mind you. Super Mario World's probably better than any Sonic game. And I'm loath to say that. With the exception... how does the flame shield work? Oh, it just does it... Am I gonna... I was like, am I gonna lose it immediately? I'll be immune to these fire guys. Oh, lost it. I don't know. I mean, Mario's definitely a good Mario game tends to be a lot better balanced than a good Sonic game. But, Sonic's just way cooler looking, and also I like most of the music better. Although I do love Mario music. It's just like, there are certain Sonic the Hedgehog songs you could listen to in the car with the windows down, and people be like, oh, he's just like listening to, like, you know, he's listening to like some Christian power metal in there. But if you're listening to Mario music in a car, people will be like, that motherfucker is listening to Mario music while he's driving around in his car. That's if you pull up somewhere and people can hear Mario music blasting out of your car, it's gonna be pretty hard to get taken seriously when you, like, demand your money back for the thing you bought. But I don't know. That's just, again, that's just how I feel. It's just a different vibe. I also think that Mario's a product of the, you know, Mario's really, like, outside of Pac-Man, like, one of the first really big video game mascots, and he's a product of the 1980s. And Sonic is a reactionary product of the 1990s. And he's still that sort of like Bart Simpson type of radical. He loves skateboarding and guitar and chili dogs. And honestly, the only way they could make Sonic the Hedgehog cooler is if he was constantly ripping cigs. And if I was in charge of Sonic the Hedgehog, that's the first thing I would do. The games would get like an E10 rating, teen maybe, for all the ripping of cigs. Oh, and he would swear more. He doesn't swear very much. That's the other thing I would change. Other than that, I wouldn't really like, change a lot. I would voice him, obviously. Oh, I don't really know what's going on here. Yeah. Alright, just gonna slip. Brilliant. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's perfect. I mean, there's just there's a lot going on. This level has an interesting gimmick where you get hit with a giant wave of water every once in a while. And if I had the volume up, I could probably hear something that was indicating to me that it was about to happen. But I don't have the volume up, because I don't want any of that echo bleed. That's for the signature Bogwater Boys reverb. Sort of like the, there we go. You know, like the sort of signature reverb sound of like a 909 drum machine. That sort of echoey garbage sound is like how you know it's the Bogwater Boys. That, and nobody can stay focused for more than about 2 minutes, and it tends to lapse in a really uncomfortable, unhappy silence. There we go. Plus, nobody calls me on the phone unless I'm trying to do something like this, and then they call me on the phone all the time. And then Alex has to spend forever editing it, like getting all that out of there. But also, like in the process, if he's got to pay that much attention to editing, it like gives him a chance to edit out all the stinkers in there. And just like cut it down to the greatest hits. And that'll reduce a video from being 45 minutes to like 5, but still. 5 minutes of like pure gold is better than 45 minutes of, you know, hot, sweaty trash with a couple of nuggets of gold earring somewhere in there that you gotta find with a chopstick. That's my opinion. That doesn't mean the Bogwater Boys haven't made super long videos, it just means that nobody's watched them. And yeah, this game has an interesting version of the Super Peel out too, because it charges up like the spin dash, and he also just does that. It's like he's storing tension in his leg. I don't like it as much as the Sonic CD look, but it is different. You know, the guy obviously did all his own sprite work for the game, and it's really good looking. They're very good custom sprites, I will say. Again, really reminiscent of what I think, personally, to be the superior Genesis-style sprite, which is the Sonic 3 one. It's much more expressive. Not everyone agrees with me. Some people say Sonic 1. Some people say Sonic 2. Whatever. Whatever. I'm not mad. Shut up. But I'm gonna get to the end of this thing. I tell you what, I ate a bunch of sushi right before I started doing this from the grocery store, and I was feeling pretty good when I started this up, but I'm starting to feel, I guess lethargic is the kind word I would use. It's a little dirtier than that. It's like a... Oh, okay, I see. One of the only problems you do run into with this game is the environments look great, but occasionally it will be kind of challenging, at least for me, to parse out exactly how I'm supposed to be navigating it. Because they are very dense. The guy that made this also made a follow-up game called like Sonic Chrono Adventure. This is cool as hell looking. This is like the big city from Sonic Heroes with all the floating, like hover traffic and stuff. It's like a not depressing version of Blade Runner a little bit, I guess, which I think is also what they were shooting for with Back to the Future 2. It really pops. I think it's very good looking. All the pipes, those guys, the spring. But I'm starting to feel like I have to like sort of like lay down on the toilet. Does that make sense? Wow. I beefed it bad there. In fact, speaking of beefing it bad,